Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Church on the Street podcast,
where we are creating a level of comfortability to bring the uncomfortable into church. I'm Corey Anderson.
And I'm Shannon Shannel, but we're going to have a quick prayer before we get into this episode.
Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you right now, oh Lord, asking for calm, asking for peace, and asking for something to be said today, oh Lord, that will bring someone back into your home, oh Father. Dear Lord, we love you, we thank you for all that you've done, and we thank you for all that you're doing, and we thank you for all that you've done today. I ask that you will bring the power of your word and the power of your spirit onto this set today, oh Father, and out into the streamland. We send this prayer up in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for tuning in with us today, you all. Thanks for streaming with us. Thank you for your continuous support over this last, what are we at? Nine? Episode 9?
9.
Yeah, 9. Wow. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us and continuing to stream with us. We hope that something has been said that if you have been out of church, to bring you back. If you haven't been going to church, to bring you in. We want to let you know that if you're watching, that we are on YouTube now. So please, you can catch us live on YouTube just as well as on Facebook every Tuesday at 7:30.
So,
I feel like I don't got that part like you got it.
No, it's okay. Like you said, make sure you guys like and subscribe and follow all of our pages everywhere. We on Instagram and was it TikTok too, y'all?
Are we on TikTok? I didn't know we was
we
on
on
TikTok.
TikTok.
I didn't know
get
that.
on there too, y'all, please.
Church
please,
on
please.
the Street podcast.
At Church on the Street podcast on
I didn't even
all
know
of
that.
the streaming platforms.
I don't got TikTok though.
You be sending all of them things. Where'd that be from?
That'd be from Instagram.
Oh, got me.
Instagram. I guess I'm old now.
So last week, guys, was another amazing week. What I can say was vulnerability, transparency, and basically just breaking the silence. I was thinking about it, and I really didn't think that I would share the little bit that I shared last week, but it actually helped me and made me feel better about what I was going through. So last week was a great episode. We want to thank our Queenie Queen for joining us last week. We really, really, really enjoyed you. Thank you.
She did an awesome job.
She did so good. So what are we talking about this week?
This week, as you all know, if you haven't noticed so far, it's been a trend of the topics that we've been bringing up, and coming from Come As You Are. This week we want to speak on where is the respect. As we all know, the church is a staple in the community, in all communities, and as times have changed, the essence of that respect in the church has changed. So today we want to talk about some of the things that we've seen in the church, some of the things that may have made us leave the church, and how can we get that respect for the church as a staple in the community back?
Yes. Also this week, you see, it's just us today. So if
Sure
you guys,
is.
if you guys out there can just continuously comment, and we just really want audience participation this whole entire episode, guys. So please chime in with anything you have to say, with anything you have to ask. We really want y'all to do that today. So where's the respect? Where do you think? Well, I'm not gonna say that. Where's the respect? I think that is like that's huge, because the respect can come from so many different aspects, you know? Where's the respect, like how the younger people respect the older people and vice versa, and how, like, we say this all the time. Like when we was growing up, we had to be
Hey,
in
we ain't
church.
got no guests, so
Oh
I
yeah,
guess I could turn my chair a little bit.
we had to be in church when we came up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we respected our elders no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter how, no matter who. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a little bit now, I say our kids' generation, they respect adults, but they don't respect, I'll say, like the church house in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not our kids, but just
I
that
know it's
generation.
in that
you know?
generation
Yeah,
period.
like
That's crazy that you say at the house, because I was reading the article. I sent it to you guys, and it was saying how we've lost the essence that the church is, and excuse me if I'm messing it up, but the gist of that article was talking about how and it's so crazy. Hold on. It's so crazy because after I read that article, I was having a conversation with an elder this past Saturday at the mother's brunch, and she had said the same thing to me, basically what the article was saying, and I'll say what she said because it sums it up. She was saying when she was brought up, the reason she dresses up still to this day, because when she was brought up, her mother explained to her that when she came to church, she was coming to see the king. And when you come to see the king, how do you want to present yourself? And that's what that's why she feels like it's not respectful to come to church in a suit. And it's so crazy because that was one of the person I was talking. I'll never really say names, but the person that I was talking to, it's one of those ones where you're kind of timid to walk past. You know what I mean? It's, you know you got to be on your best behavior
Yeah.
when you come around that person. So it was for her to break it down to me like that, and to get her thought process on why she may say something to someone who she doesn't believe is an appropriate attire for church. That really made sense to me.
that's good.
Yeah.
So as far as the church in general, well, respect. So now I'm just thinking of like just random things. Now I feel like, well, we can drink water in the sanctuary now.
Okay.
Back then,
You couldn't.
I
No
wish,
eating or drinking.
I wish we would have a piece of gum in our mouth, a little piece of candy, a peppermint. Like it's gonna be somebody like, give me that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now you see everywhere they got their waters, they got their
Candy
little,
wrappers.
they whole little snack pack, babies eating candies, chips, and like all of those kind of things. You couldn't even bring. They cooking dinners down here.
Yeah.
You can't walk in there. I don't care if it's bagged up. Don't
Yeah.
bring that in here.
In the sanctuary?
In the sanctuary.
No, not
That's
in the
yeah, that's
sanctuary.
what I'm speaking of. The sanctuary in this point.
sanctuary.
Like everything has just changed. But how do we go back to that? How do we get that kind of stuff back? Like the small things like that, or
I think some change is good. So, with time, some change. But far as bringing a chicken dinner into the sanctuary,
that's outrageous. Don't
that's
you think?
outrageous. That's outrageous. And I get it. You know, we're trying to conform this this openness so parents will bring their kids to church. So you may have to give a child, a Starburst or, a piece of candy to kind of, keep them quiet.
Yeah.
But when you talk about respect, if the pulpit is going to allow, a piece of candy or a water to be brought into the sanctuary, now you have to respect the sanctuary to clean it up.
Yes.
You got to clean up after your babies.
Yeah.
The sanctuary can't be left
And
looking
just
like a
messy.
picnic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has to be. You got to clean up. The pulpit has allowed you to have a piece of candy, to bring your water into church. Now it's up to you. It's your choice to respect that, and you respect that by at least cleaning up after yourself or cleaning up after your baby. I'm gonna take it another route on you and see how you feel about this one. So you remember back in the day when we was kids, right? We used to have deacon meetings or missionary meetings or, and they'd go to different people's houses and whatnot, right? So my grandma was a missionary, so we used to have missionary meetings and stuff at our house, right? And she was the president of the missionary board, so we used to have the missionaries at our house and whatnot. And I remember when Miss Hughes or Miss Joyce Moore or Deaconess Jeter or somebody like that would be at our house, right? My grandma would make us take out the good cups. You know what I mean? It wasn't no, can't get them no plastic cups. You know what I mean? It was, no, y'all gotta go get the good cups and the good plates and the so that time has changed as well, because we just did the big church family dinner at everybody's house. I'm sure everybody probably had paper plates and paper cups. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But what happened to and then something else that happened that day that threw me all the way off. It threw me all the way off. It didn't throw me all the way off because some people don't know. They don't know. So my homeboy had came over my house, and he didn't mean no wrong. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't mean anything wrong by it. We got a little lounge in our garage, and all the deaconess was at our house and whatnot, and he went out to the lounge because we was about to kick it. We had some business to talk about and whatnot after all the deaconess left. So outside his lounge, so he took his wood outside. He sparked up, but the deaconess and stuff is still in our house. They about to leave. They putting their coats and stuff on, so you can smell it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's cool. I get it. I tote it every now and again. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get it. But I'm like, dude, I know what happened to when you hear the deaconess is in the house? What happened to that being automatic? Let me be on my best behavior until they leave. Like, what happened to that part? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing about the respect thing. He's an adult, right?
Yeah.
So he can, in his mind, like, I'm grown.
Yeah,
I understand there's people here from the church or from wherever they are, but I'm grown.
Yeah,
I can do what I want to do. So that's what I was saying earlier. Like, how do we make the respect make sense to where I'm an adult and then there's someone older than me, you're an adult too, but we still got to keep that line, because if you want me to respect you, even though this is not about that, if you want me to respect you, I would love for you to respect me as well as an adult.
As an adult.
But the elders don't, some of them, they don't think about that. Like, they be like, no, you younger than me, so I understand you're an adult, but no, like, you're not about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes it makes perfect sense. To a fact, I ain't even gonna bring that story up. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna keep that one for a later episode, because I don't want to. Although I'll never say a name, because I ain't perfect either. I'm sure there has been times where I may have done something or said something to someone that I was not meaning to be disrespectful, but to them it may have come as, oh, he rude. You know what I mean? And that was never my intention. So I'm gonna take the situation I was about to talk about, and maybe I'll tell you later off camera. I think I talked to you about it before, but I'll leave that one as that's what that was, because years ago I would have taken that like, dang, that's how we rocking? You know what I mean? Like, dang, just because I'm young or I'm younger than you, like, dang, that's how we rocking? So so let me get back on point to what you were saying. How do we get back to that middle ground?
Like, how do people not feel any type of way about certain things that we may say or some things that we may want to do that they don't agree with, but it's still just out of respect? Why not just let me do what I'm saying I'm going to do with that? Why just because your generation doesn't agree with this, that doesn't mean we're being disrespectful or we don't respect you or we don't respect God's house, but that's just how we want to do things now. You know what I mean?
It comes with what you said. Was that last week? I believe it was last week when you were saying no, that was when the worship become a choice. When you were saying my worship may not look like yours. Just because I don't, I may not, whatever etiquette, someone may think respecting the sanctuary, as long as I'm not blatantly disrespecting you can't call the way I arrive
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not blatantly disrespecting the church or disrespecting the sanctuary or disrespecting the pulpit or disrespecting the name of God. You can't say the way that I arrive is disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's that mid ground that we gotta get to. Like I have to accept you for what you are, and I have to be able to see the Jesus in you the same way that you have to respect me for who I am and see the Jesus in me. And yeah, I mean, if we can get back to that, I think the respect fix itself. I guess. I don't know.
No, it could.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, respect is definitely something earned. You can't just, I mean, you got to give it to get it.
Yes.
And a lot of people, especially in church, think just because you're in church that I'm just automatically supposed to, yeah, I'm not gonna be rude to you. I'm not gonna walk past you and not speak. But I don't have to just, I don't have to be all up in your face or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just because.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that. You gotta earn for me to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if in church, at work, you know what I mean, in the
Anywhere.
street, you gotta earn that. I don't have to just, and the same goes for me.
Yeah.
I gotta earn that with somebody else. You know what I mean? So I think we need to stop feeling entitled.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. We do.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, stop feeling entitled. Myself included. A lot of times, you know, I be like, I'm doing this, that, and that, and may feel entitled sometimes. Not in a rude way, or just subconsciously. Sometimes you feel entitled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that may come off as disrespectful. You know, sometimes you got to check yourself, and that's how you. That's where the respect comes in at. Sometimes you got to just check yourself. Like, you know what? Yeah, maybe that probably, in their perception, that probably is wrong. You know what I mean?
And then again, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's big too. That's big too. And a lot of times in church, especially on Sunday, especially on Sundays, you know, we be in church, you know, this day and that day and this class and that class, but on Sundays, because you're trying to do so much in such a little time. That's the day, you know, that's game day. Everybody show up, they got the, you know what I mean?
First year.
You know, so that day everybody's moving. Some people trying to be seen. Some people, you know, are really working hard. They probably done worked on something the last month. They wanted to be, you know, they presenting it on Sunday. So a lot of things are happening on Sundays where you may, let's say for instance, you may ask someone to do something for you, but you rushing. And it may come off as bossy, but really you just ask them because you've seen them. You know what I mean? But they don't know that. They don't know the week you had or the month you had,
All the
maybe
stuff you got
planning
going
that
on.
particular thing. And you ask them to do something in a rush. Like, man, I was rude. You know what I mean? So sometimes, like you said, we got to check ourselves. We got to check ourselves. Like, I don't know that you was busy all week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Why you come at me like that?
Right.
So you definitely got to check yourself.
Do we have any questions, comments, anything?
Well, let's roll with it.
Sister Chris Carr says, I'm an old school and feel the church should be respected like your home. Unfortunately, people don't really appreciate their homes and will allow anything to please people. However, like I said, I'm an old school and do not allow anything in my home or my church.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Well, I'm not old school, but
We leaders
when
of
it
new
comes
school.
to my household, things that I allow at my household with my kids, you better not do it here. You better not, you know what I'm saying? Like my kids run around. That's one of my kids. Hi, hey son. They do a whole bunch of insane things at home. But here, you come here and act like you got some sense. I'm pretty sure, like a few weeks ago, Scarlett was doing something, and mid-filming, I looked at her and told her to sit down, like cut it out, go sit down somewhere, like because this not, I know they kids and they need their outlets too, but
Yeah.
at some point in the church, that's not where you do that at. Like, it drives me crazy to see the kids running up and down in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
And then at the altar, I done seen so many kids like sitting on the altar, right in the
on the
front.
steps?
Yep, right. And it's just like,
Yeah.
like no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Like that is sacred. You can
Yeah.
don't even look at it really. But you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like definitely don't touch it.
That's where you put your burdens at.
Definitely
That's where
don't
you
touch it. Like
yeah.
don't. That makes me cringe in the inside so bad. Like, during the reunion concert that they had, I had to do last minute. They like, you wanna say the thank yous or give the thing? I'm like, no, but okay, I'll do it. And they made me like go up to the pulpit, and I was like, I was like, no, this not. And I had to give a disclaimer like, yo, I did that because growing up, if you're not preaching or if you're not a minister, you don't stand in the pulpit and
Yeah.
stand where the preacher preaches at and
Yeah.
talk like
Yeah.
that. No, let me stand like, like let me get in the
Yeah.
aisle or something
Yeah.
like that. Like those kind of things stick to me. So
Yeah.
I yeah.
How do we get back to that? We say respect. Where's the respect? Where's the sacredness? Where has the I don't know if is that a word? Sacredness? Don't y'all get what I'm saying?
It's okay. You can make up words. Bishop made up a word.
Yeah,
Sunday.
Could he say survivorship? Survivorship. Yeah, so how do we get back to that sacredness? How do we get back to, I guess we get back there by, it's us. It's on us. It's on us. It's on us to be those new, we hear it all the time. We're the new aunties and uncles.
I know.
We didn't.
What you just said ties into the next couple of points. It kind of makes you old school.
Oh,
Everything,
do it.
everything you pointed out is kind of makes you old school.
Yeah.
Mr. Chris Carr was speaking to a point that you had said earlier, Corey. She said, you're absolutely correct, Corey. Entitlement causes disrespect to the church when people don't respect the head of the church just because they have done something to help the church. And then Bishop L.J., wink, says, where is the respect? You have to be at work on time, but not church. Yeah. Why can't why can't we go to work only when we feel, why can't we go to work? We can't go to work only when we feel like it. Why is it that way for the church?
Well, I put my head down because he was talking to me. But
Sure, me too.
Another disclaimer, I be late to work every day. So I'm late to work every day. Like I'm just, the morning time is just not my friend.
It ain't your thing?
Like
It ain't your thing?
It's not my friend. Like I cannot.
Why the morning don't respect you, huh?
Right, exactly. Like what? Why stuff got to happen in the morning? Why I can't be in the afternoon? Like I don't know. I'm late to everything. So, but I do understand. I do understand that though. Like but I don't know. I don't know that. No, I know my answer to that. Like I said a few weeks ago, my answer to not being on church on time is because I'm just really here to hear the preacher.
You said that quite a few times.
Yeah, and go home.
Go home.
That's my reasoning. I don't know about the other folk, but I just feel like when I get to church, I'm on time because I'm there for what I'm there for.
He on time, God.
Yeah.
Sister Denise Riley, this is something earlier. She says, yes, that has happened to me. I guess people do be in a rush and do come off as rude. I just let it go. It's not worth it. She also says, as leaders, we have to make sure our own children behave as well.
Yes,
Agreed.
Totally agree.
Agreed. It starts at home.
Yeah.
It definitely starts at home.
Chris Carr says, we have to work with people with the Spirit of God and let people know what is expected in the church. Now, we can't be caught doing things we ask someone else not to do.
That is
Totally agree.
That's integrity. You gotta have, in anything that you do, you gotta have integrity. You gotta, you gotta do what you say you're gonna do. And you gotta, like she said, you can't expect something of someone else
That
and you're
aren't
not
even
willing
doing.
to do yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or not do.
Yep.
Especially in somewhere where a holy word is being spoken and the spirit is filled. That goes to the world when the world say I don't go to church because church folk ain't nothing but hypocrites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. If you're not, you got to be real with it. You
Yeah.
got to be real with it. You got to be real with it. If you're a certain way, then you're a certain way. Say that, or you know what I mean. But don't act like you one way, and then somebody catch you around the corner, being a whole nother different way. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That's disrespecting itself. That's not being respectful. Being fake.
I agree. Anything else?
We
Y'all
any
got a
more?
question? Y'all don't have no comments?
Not yet.
Miss T, you don't
I will say this: I felt convicted when Bishop talked about being on time. So I would just say this: I feel like that just being real, for whatever reason, we feel like it's such a pressing to get here on Sunday, but we can just get to work. And I'm not always on time, so I guess Shannon, I think I can high five with you.
See?
So we need to change the mindset. Like I just to be honest, like when I struggled with tithing, it was like, why would I hurry up and get up and pay the rent so I'm gonna get a late fee? But why wouldn't I be in such a rush to pay my tithes when he created this dollar that's in my hand?
Yeah.
So I think it's more about like rewiring our thoughts when we talk about respecting God and holding him first for real,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how we walk in that discipleship. So
Shit words everywhere.
Wait, and then, but speaking of the respect as far as like paying your tithes and stuff, like, listen, since we started this, I've been faithful with paying my tithes, and of course, a few bad things that happened, but I have not lacked one single thing. My children have not lacked one single thing. So we hear all the time, like, if you pay your earnest tenth, then you're going to be supplied for. Like, your needs are going to be met, and it might not come monetarily. It's going to come in so many different ways. This one thing, it is kind of monetarily for this one little situation. I have some things going on with my car or whatever. Got to pay car note, rent, everything about to be paid, right? I got a phone call this morning, like, I don't know how I'm about to do all of these things. Like, I did pay my tithes, so we just gonna see what the good Lord gonna do for me. This, I got a call this morning, and they was like, listen, I really want to do something for you, so would you like for me to help you? Because I want to get some stuff in my house. They was like, do you want me to get you some stuff for your house, or do you want me to pay a car note for you for a month?
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh, pay that car note, please. Like, pay that car note. But I feel like that came just out of the goodness of that person's heart. But then, like I was just saying, like, I ain't know really how I was about to do all of these things that I need to do.
And he figured
But
it
that,
out for you.
I feel like that was just a huge blessing, and because I'm being consistent with paying my tithes. And like Bishop said Sunday, keep showing up.
Keep showing up.
I keep showing up.
Keep showing up
and
every
I'm trying.
day.
I'm doing what I feel like I need to do. I could do better. I'm still, of course, we talk about it all the time. Like, we gonna get there, but
Yep.
okay, Miss Dalma.
Keep showing up.
Oh,
Laura Scott says, hey family, great job. And she said, thank God for conviction. That's growth too. And then she said, go Shannon.
thank you, Bishop
Oh,
Scott.
one more. And Sister Chris Carr says, oh, she on fire today. To be honest, it's not just the sanctuary. It's the vestibule, the fellowship hall, and especially the parking lot.
Yes,
People
ma'am.
go out and curse, smoke, and do everything else in the parking lot. We have to be concerned about the house of worship. Stop people with the love of Christ.
I agree with that
Amen.
too.
All right, man, I agree with that. I may or may not be. I'm not gonna say. I may or may not be a culprit of that disrespect of the
Yeah.
parking lot. I may or may not be.
What
But
he said.
I can. What'd you say? I can. Not. I cannot. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever that word.
I know
Whatever
what
that
you're trying
word
to
is.
say.
But yeah, I may or may not be. I don't know. If you ain't never seen me, I'm not.
Yup. You ain't see me, I ain't doing
No,
it.
but like Shannon said, we are not perfect, and by no means are we perfect, but we are trying.
Yes, for
We
sure.
are trying. So we've been doing the I am principle. I text Bishop this morning too, and I put it on Facebook. He talking about the I am principle, and this week's class was focusing on I am me. So he wanted us to name 10 things, that you are. And nothing wasn't really hitting me. I was like the same things everybody else was saying. The same, ordinary, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm kind, I'm all those same things. So since yesterday, I've been thinking about it. Like, what am I? What am I now? Now. And it hit me. I said, man, you different. You different than what you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But you still cold. So I said, you know what? I am a different animal, but the same beast. So with that being said, with being a different animal, there's some things that I still need to change. There's still some things that the way I move may not be exactly respectful to the church or to God himself. So there are definitely some things I can definitely work on myself to show better respect for the house of the Lord and his people.
Yeah.
Respect is not just words. Respect is not just actions. It's how you think, If you think disrespectful thoughts, then disrespectful things are gonna come out. You know what I mean?
Ronnie Shelton said, "Good evening, family. Great job. I would like to come on your show one day." Okay, Deacon Shelton.
Uncle
We will
Ronnie,
have you
Uncle
one day
Ronnie.
too.
Deaconess Geraldine Watkins says, "The other part is the respect is lost when people hear what we say, but see what we do as believers."
Yeah.
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 That's what, oh.
Then she says, "And I've been guilty of talking the talk, but it wasn't always reflective in my walk."
Yeah. I agree with that too. That's just kind of what you just said. Like, but also that comes with growth. I think that comes with growth.
That come with growth.
And really wanting to do better and
Yeah.
wanting to
Yeah.
show that respect and wanting people to see you how they see you in here, out there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta want to do it. You gotta work towards doing it. It takes time to get there. I think. Especially for me.
Like you said it last week. First episode, you had to, do one. But you came. Now we here, and you haven't said you had to do that again. You know what I mean? But it takes from episode 1. Now we're episode 9. Sometimes things change. Last year at this time, I used to, I still drink, but I used to shot them up. Shots on me. Now, I have my 2 or 3 and I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have my 2 or 3 and I'm good. Because for me, like you just said, you want to, the same way that you're here, you want to be out there. So for me, my mind doesn't change, and my walk, or the way I talk, or when you get buzzed, you get to talking differently. You get belligerent. You get, you know what I'm saying. You get the. So for me, I feel like, if I have, my 2, I feel like I'm still in my right mind.
Yep, you
I'm
learned your
still in
limits
my,
now,
I'm
you
not,
know.
yeah, I'm not changing I'm still,
Yeah.
I feel like I can still invite you to church. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't all like, oh, huh? Yeah,
Right.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm one day, I may not even have that one or two no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's still
That's a
working on
goal.
me. He's still working on me. I ain't holier than thou.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't the best,
Me
but
either.
I ain't the worst either. You know what I mean?
Same. Anything else?
We got some more?
Oh, Miss Damo, you had a question or a comment or
You did. I'm
something. I
sorry.
seen your hand up.
You sure did.
Um, Jeez Louise. Anyway, in regards to the respect, I think now when COVID started and everybody shut down, everybody kind of got lazy. And I think, like, when you are out of the gym for a certain amount of time and you have to go back to re-strengthen yourself, I think that is kind of where we lost our edge for church. It became lazy. It became just like an ordinary thing. When church is something that is sacred, it's supposed to be the hospital, the place that you're like running to when you're having any type of problems, any type of strife in your life. I know I can go to church and but I think when the world shut down, something switched with the houses. Like, churches were shut down, of course, but people went through with the streaming, and some people still stream. And I understand that, like, that's easier for some people now. But for those who are able, I think we kind of lost that touch of the respect left when we shut down, and trying to get back into that groove. It's like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't see the need for it because I can do it at home. You know, but it's actually trying to bring back the essence of what church is, and the more that we continue to pour that out and bring that out and show what sacrifice, what change, what growth looks like, the more you come, I think it will put some respect back on the church's name. Just my thought.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to use the excuse of there's more to do in the world now, but I'm gonna say it. Back in the day, you had going outside with your friends, riding a bike, you know, going to visit family, and it ain't come. Going to visit family, or you may do a family outing, but now you have skating, bowling, but now you have so many. You look at all of these trampoline parks. You look at all of the sky zones. You look at all of the arcades. You look at all of the movies. You look at all of the social media. You look at all of these different things that you can do. Back in the day, it was like going to church was
The only thing I had to do.
that was what you had to that was the event. That was the you know what I mean? That was the now it's like, you can stream now. Now church is just another thing you can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? It seems like going to church has lost its essence. Yeah, like we said. Yeah. It's just another thing to go do. You know what I mean? Oh, we went to church today. You know what I mean? I'm glad I made it. I ain't been to church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 2 years. I went to church today, and it was just like it's just like we went to Zap Zone today.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, what happened to church losing like, to its essence. Like, no, it was mandatory.
I think like Damo just said, like it did have a lot to do with COVID.
Yeah.
And then also how the I guess the generation under us and the ones under them, how they are like, I'm not gonna say being raised, but I was talking to my mom about this earlier. She was like, well, shoot, you ain't have a choice. And I was in church every Sunday. Me and mom, she had me when she was really, really young. So she was young, but that was still my mama. That wasn't my friend.
Yeah.
Even to this day, like, I call her my homegirl and my best friend. Well, she is my best friend to me, but that's still my mama. You know what I'm saying? But she instilled in me, like I say every week almost, church, 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 church. We going Sunday, we going Monday, we going Tuesday. We might go on a Saturday for something just to say hi. I don't know, or just to ride by it. Like church, you know what I'm saying? And my kids, I didn't do that with my kids. And in a way, Skylar think we homegirls. And I always have to tell her, like, homegirl, you're not my homegirl. Like, I am your mom, and you not about to talk to me like how you talking to your little friends. But when they go to school, they don't even respect each other as kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect teachers anymore. It's just that whole respect thing with these younger kids has, when I say went all the way out the window, it has went all the way out the window unless you have that parent at home from like a older generation, or you have some grandparents or aunties, uncles that's like, hey, no, look, cut that out.
Yeah.
That's not how you supposed to act. That's not how you supposed to talk. It's not how you supposed to be walking around here. Like, you know, like all of that has changed so much, and I can only speak for myself. I'm trying to do things differently without actually having to whoop my kids.
Yeah.
But feel like that might be the way I have to.
Do we need to bring whoopings back?
I might have to switch it up and bring whoopings back.
We had the same conversation in our house.
That gentle parenting is not working.
I've whooped before. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've never whooped. But I'm trying to be the gentle parenting thing, you know.
It's hard though.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
It don't get the point across like that, Bill.
No.
And it don't get the and a lot of the times, like I had to take my son up in the gym before one Sunday, and now that one time, now it's, do you want to go to the gym? You know what I mean? Now it's, do you want to go to the gym? And he remembers that going to the gym. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when you think about just in society, period, it was kind of like that was the whooping in schools was tapering off. Obviously, when we was coming up, I never got a whooping from my teachers or anything. But I never got a whooping from my teachers. It was kind of tapering out. It was still there, but it was tapering out.
My teacher had a paddle.
Yeah.
They had like, it was like 5 of them, and they wrapped
And you ain't
them up.
and you ain't want to touch it. You ain't want to
They
touch
wrapped
it.
them up, and she used to beat our butts. And I think she really only was beating my butt because she was real cool with my auntie that worked at the school. So if I even looked at her crazy, she like, oh.
I bet.
But I feel like they need to bring that back.
They need to. I mean, you got to think about it. Whoopings left out of school. I mean, you got all this gentle parents and stuff. And I'm not saying any of these things are wrong. I'm not saying any of these things are wrong or right. But then you got, you know, back in the day, you used to have a village.
Right.
You know, you knew Miss Johnson right here. You knew Mr. Taylor right here. You knew Miss whoever right across the street. You knew 6 houses down.
Yeah.
And you knew you better not ride your bike past, you know, Miss Walker house, 6 houses down. You know what I mean? And you knew Miss Walker was gonna look out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Now the kids will try you.
Now they'll try you.
They try you.
Now they'll try you.
They try.
What
you.
happened? What happened to that? What happened to not even taking out of church? What happened to you? Why is it now that you better not touch my child? You know what I mean? You better not touch my child. Luckily, we have a village now, and I wouldn't I wouldn't whip someone else's kid or sometimes you probably can whip my kids, but you know what I'm trying to say. But we say stuff to each other, kids. You better stop. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say nothing if you tell Gabby or Giovanna or Layla or Corey, one of them, you better not be doing, because I know you're not gonna tell them nothing wrong.
Right.
And the same vice versa. You know I'm not gonna tell your kid. What happened to that?
Right.
What happened to, you know what I mean? We automatically get upset when somebody say something to our kids, or like if you going to church and that's us as a church where we can't portray, like you were saying earlier, it's the way you say things. We have to portray that when people do bring their kids to church and we do say something to them, we must let their parents know that, hey, I had to get on little John, you know what I mean? I didn't tell him anything wrong, but I noticed something, so I said something, but I'm telling you too,
Right.
just in case you want to investigate it or whatnot. But a lot of times, somebody say something to somebody's kids and be rude about it, and then never even say nothing to the parents. So now the kid get in the car, well, Miss Such and Such with the hair, she said this, now they gonna get their side of the story. That goes back into respect. Just respect the parent and let them know, hey, I told them to quit playing with the water fountain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because once little Johnny get in the car, he gonna have a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's part of respect as well.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
I'm sitting here thinking about that question, what is the respect? And so I don't think the respect is lost. I think as believers, we're challenged with free will.
Okay.
So in the house of God, as believers, there's order, there's respect. And this is things I've learned since I've been here. But then when you go outside, anywhere, it's
Yeah.
like no order, come in, especially when you first get your keys. Come
Yeah.
in when you want to.
Yeah.
When you first can buy your first drink as much as you want.
Yeah.
All those things, but then there's order, which is really preservation of our life. But we're so challenged with being able to be outside. I'm grown and I can go anywhere. And then as you get older, you just remember like some of the decisions and places you were was so dumb and how God covered you because you was being dumb.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think the respect is lost. I think it's there. I think we stray away from it. So the respect is our core. It's God. It's Christ. It's because He respects us.
Yeah. Right.
So why is it such a challenge for us to respect Him or respect ourselves? I think the challenge is really being outside. So I think I'm just gonna stay inside.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay in. But we
That's
have a lot of good comments. I don't want us to get lost.
Oh, give us some. Yeah, give us some.
Okay, so
Give
Sister
us
Chris
some.
Carr says, keep in mind, this is actually my favorite, keep in mind you two are targets that will always be watched. So if you need to do anything that will stunt someone's growth, do it away from the church. We all have our weaknesses, but we have to do them and pray about them away from the church until you're stronger. I would never look at you as being any different from me because I have my situations also. But I pray about it and do what I do away from the church.
Okay, so
That was a lot.
you,
That was a lot.
so that's the struggle then. That's the struggle. I'm here portraying something, not saying that it's fake, but I'm here. So when I'm not here, I'm not gonna always be or act like the person that I am in here. Because when I'm not here, I'm not saying that I'm doing just everything ungodly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, how do you, yeah, like I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember I said that with what episode was that? I was like, oh, that was what Bishop Scott and Chef Scott. Like, how do I don't want to be fake, you know what I mean?
Right.
But how do I
Because with
be
me,
that same all the time?
yeah, with me, what you see is what you get. I'm like this here.
Yeah.
I'm like this at home.
Yeah.
I'm like this at work. At the baseball games,
Yeah.
I am me.
Yeah.
I'm not toting the Bible around. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I'm not
Yeah.
quoting Bible scriptures to everybody I see
Yeah.
because I don't do that here.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. I'm me. What you see is
Yeah.
what you get, and
Nah,
that's
I'm
what you're gonna always do.
I'm the same way, and it's like I don't want to be inviting people to church, but I'm, you know what I mean? They like, but you still flip. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you flip.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how do I still be Flip, but in a way like, man, I don't know how to
I
explain
know
it, man.
it's that one's hard to.
Like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, I be with my own boys and them, you know what I mean? And we reminiscing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, yeah, I'm the chairman of the deacon board now. And I'm talking these things in these circles, but at the same time, we talking about, dog, remember you was the leader of the team back in the day. You know, how do you,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to, and it's hard. It's very, very hard. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
very hard to be and try to win souls over when at any given time, I can't explain it, man. I
Yeah.
can't explain it.
It's hard
Man.
to put it into words.
Yes.
Well, I would just say to Shannon and Corey's point about not being able to go only 6 houses down. A podcast member said she was only able to go down 3 houses.
Oh, I'm sorry, podcast member.
It might have been only about 3 or 4. It seemed like about 6 or 7 when you was, 5 or 6 years old.
Remember?
Okay, so in regards to being you, you are you. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. But like Bishop talks, when he first started, and he still to this day is himself, his true authentic self, and he still is able to win souls and all of that. I think the problem that is we're supposed to be about love, community, and fellowship. Period. Like that's what we're supposed to be about. People have problems. Families have problems. Jesus had his own problems. Everybody had problems. And yet he still took them under his wing and said, I got you. I love you. And you are amazing. You have so many gifts. I think, and it changes over time. And I think that's the problem, is we're so microwaved with everything. Don't talk about me, Rick. Leave me alone. But we're so microwaved with everything. Like, okay, you're at church now. You're gonna change tomorrow, and you're gonna be. And that's not authentic. That's not true. That's not genuine. And I think that's where we kind of get lost. Is okay because I go to church or because I'm the deacon of the church or yes, you have standards. Standards are important. You should want to have standards, but you were not like this your whole life. And so this is a choice to change and do what's right, like the Tamla Man song. Change me and make me more like you. What does that look like? And that's the definition is different for each person.
Yeah.
Right. Like you just said, well, Bishop has been doing this for a very long time, and he does love everybody, like any and everybody. And I think a goal is to get there one day.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take some more time
Yeah.
for me to get there. Not saying I don't love everybody, but my love looks way different from Bishop's love.
Yeah.
Like I never mind. Yeah, my love looks different. But again, the goal is to get there one day and to be able to win souls over and to get them here and to get to where we will be when they get here. If that
Exactly.
makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I always when I'm out in the world in the street, you know what I'm saying? I wanna for one respect myself.
Yeah.
Respect the church, respect God, but I also want to, try to meet people where they are, and that's hard. That is a skill. It takes a real skill to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want people to feel this feeling. that I'm feeling. You know, and I don't know. I also don't want to jeopardize my walk in doing it.
That was good. Yeah.
Sister Denise Riley, Deaconess Peaches says, you have to put yourself around people that know that you're trying to be on the straight side. That way they can hold you accountable.
I agree. I agree.
Get you on me a soda.
I agree.
Deaconess Dewana, I was about to say Tussie. In the same breath, we may express, come as you are. Hold on. In the same breath, we may express, come as you are. Some people say they are still drinking, smoking weed, and other things that may be what some say is disrespectful, even with the short skirts, etc., that elders used to be able to correct young ladies about. I express to all walks of life to come as you are, but if someone comes smelling like weed or alcohol, they will possibly be talked about. My point is, a lot of people don't come because they feel like it's disrespecting the church as well. What are your thoughts?
My thought on that is, who cares what
Yeah.
people think and what they gonna say
Yeah.
and what? Okay, wait, no. Let me back up. I don't think that you should come in here smelling like weed and alcohol. I don't think that. But should you come in smelling like that and whatever, it doesn't matter. Again, like we said not too long ago, it doesn't matter because guess what? You're not here for those people. If you came here smelling like that, then something in you made you want to walk into the church for something when you just got done blowing in the car, or you had 2 shots in your car. Like something made you say or think like, man, I need to go to church. I need to hear a word. I need to hear this song. I need somebody to pray for me. I need a hug from somebody inside the church. I need a handshake. I need something from inside that church. So what I would say again is, who cares about what you look like, what you smell like, any of that? You made that conscious decision to walk in here. So and then
Bishop
if they're
Scott
talking
said it.
about you, who, like, that's on them.
Bishop Scott said it. You don't know what took them to walk through the door.
Right.
They could have been, you don't know
They
how
came.
long they've been thinking about, I want to go to church.
Exactly.
So to instantly turn them away because of whatever reason,
It's insane.
It's
and
insane.
We're not doing our job.
yeah,
then.
we're not doing our job. But she also asked another question at the end of that.
Oh,
She also asked another question at the end of that. I
Sorry.
think she said some people may not come to church because they feel it's disrespectful.
Yeah, she said people. Well,
you
one
said
she
that's
was
when you
pointing.
said,
Yeah, one
it
she
don't
pointed
matter.
out
I mean-
that people come smelling like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
another reason she pointed out that people don't come because they smell like weed and because they don't want to disrespect the church.
Right,
Got
and
you.
that's what I
Yeah,
said.
that's what you said. That's why you
Let me
said.
sit- let me back
yeah,
up, yeah.
my bad. I got you. I wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missionary Pat Graham Nelson says, the journey you are on don't have to change who you are. Stay true to God and they will see him in you.
Amen.
I agree.
That's all I've been trying to do. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's every day. Lord, let your light shine through me. You know.
We are going to take a quick second and get a word from our sponsors.
Juice lemonade. You know what it is.
Well, hope you guys
Welcome
enjoyed
back.
that. from our sponsors.
All righty then. This is my son. Hey man, we shooting, man. We live. You want? Forget it. You the first kid make it to the couch. You want lemonade? Now go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
we're going to jump right back into a couple comments.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay. They know we got kids.
That's correct, Shannon. A lot of young people needed to hear that.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Pat Graham Nelson says, deliverance in that moment, drunk or high. They can get deliverance in that moment.
Totally
Deliverance.
agree. Yep.
Oh my God, deliverance.
Yep.
And they said Baby Corey is the other co-host.
No, literally, actually.
He came out of nowhere. So I mean, when you think about respect, like Granny Chris said, when you come into this place, treat it like you would treat your home, or treat it like you would treat this place like you would treat you going to see the president. You're not gonna disrespect the White House. Rather, well, some people might. Some people may.
Well, I was about
I'll take
to
that back. Yeah, I'll take that back. Never mind. I'll take that back. Some people may. But treat it as you coming somewhere that's sacred, because it is sacred.
It is.
And just, treat people the way that you want to be treated.
I definitely agree with that.
Treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be talked to a certain type of way, don't talk to people that certain type of way. If you don't want people to do certain gestures, you shouldn't make them certain gestures.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like I said in the beginning, respect is earned, man.
Yeah.
Respect is earned, man. You don't just get it. You don't just the house of God and the Spirit of God is the only thing that deserves your respect. And with that, with deserving your respect, respect this house.
Period. Point
Respect
blank.
this house.
Respect the house of the Lord.
Respect the house of the Lord.
Well, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We hope that something was said to encourage you guys. And we thank you all for commenting and liking. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to read our scripture really quickly. It's from 1 Corinthians 14:26 and 40. It says, when you come together, each of you has a hymn or a word of instruction, a revelation, a tongue, or interpretation. Everything must be done so that the church may be built up. Be courageous and considerate in everything.
Amen. That sums it up right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, put some respect on, not only on God's name, but on his house as well.
Yeah.
That's it. Put some respect on it.
That was your final thought?
That's the final thought. Put some respect on his house, man. That's it. Put some respect on the leaders of his house. Put some respect on the people of his house. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. And before we go, what are we talking about next week?
Oh, next week, we are talking about, let's get the little paper here. I know what it is, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. Oh, so next week, we are talking about, I was going to say it wrong too. As we move along, once you make it into the house, and you put some respect on it, and you come as you are, and you do all of these things, and once you're here, and you're showing, what you say? Show up, what Bishop say? Just keep showing up. Once you do those things, we're going to talk about putting some skin in the game.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was next. But okay, oh my gosh. Before we close out, put some skin in the game, you guys. If y'all did not hear those sermons from Bishop, I'm pretty sure they are still on the NJT Facebook page. Please, please, please go back and watch those.
Yes. Put some skin in the game.
Please go back and watch them. But with that being said, I guess again, thank you all for tuning in, and we hope that you guys come back and tune in with us next Tuesday at 7:30. But this is Church on the Street saying love and peace.